Sargon, Destroyer of Worlds here, and welcome back to Bytown. Today we're going to build another interchange and expand our community. So let's get at it. Grab our 4-lane. This is just a standard one. Make sure nice and straight. Drag that as far as we need to. Full bridge effect. And that wasn't the same one. Now, we're not going to do the same one that we did before, so we're not going to do this trick to find the perfect. And in fact, what we are going to end up doing is we're going to do a different one. And that's because I have plans for development over here, including likely using this farmland, but I don't want to use as much space. So here's what we are going to do. We are going to make a trumpet interchange. So this is a little more complex and it's actually going to get a little funky, but similar to what we did before, we are going to use our parallel tool to kind of give us the space as to ensuring that we have a tab. And in fact, I want to make sure we're using the right road. So I think we got to do that again. So come in, tab it over. Once again, we will move that over a couple meters. We will replicate this on the other side. And the reason why I'm doing that first is because when I build the bridge going over, I don't have to worry about the placement of the bridge, plus anarchy. Let's hopefully we don't need it, so we'll start without it. So you can kind of pick any spot, but the spot I do have picked out is we're going to come in and we're eventually going to curve. So this area works well for me. Much as I can anarchy that over, but we're gonna go up 12 and we're gonna go over. Some we do want to go over 15 or 16 works, so we'll do 16. It's one direction, not the band. But as well, we are going to use, don't necessarily need it, but it's nice to have because we will take advantage of that later. So in this case, we're going to go 3 over or additional 3, so that's 15 meters. So now that we have, this here, we're going to add 3. Worry about the slope later. So 7. Make sure anarchy's on. So that gives us our connection there. And to make, once again, this easy on ourselves, we're going to take this to this point here. 1, 2, 3. Now come in and we will connect that. So now that we have that curve road tool, and as you can see here, we got a nice sweeping bend. And we come to that 22 units. You can make it basically whatever you want. Come in and use move bit. Just nudge that around a little to get things looking good. From here, we will just connect. And we want to be careful. We're getting very close to this off ramp, or I guess on ramp. So we'll connect that there. Turn the road around, and let me just quickly move them all around, and we'll be right back. So now that we have those connections and everything's the right way at this point, we're going to remove this road. In fact, I guess I didn't need to make that adjustment earlier, so we'll just make that bend a little better. Now that's a super long ramp, which we do not need, so we will pull it back. And we will connect that right here. And we will connect at the node just to make it easier. So we have those connections. Now this is where the fun begins. So the first thing we're going to do is come out 12 units, bring it to ground. Make sure we are actually connected. Come out 12 units, bring it to ground. Same thing on the other side, and bring it to ground. Now we are going to connect not just these two roads, technically 4 roads, but we're going to make this a little easier on ourselves. Is we are going to take these 2-lane one-way highways, and we're going to come in. I'm going to put one road there, but I want to move it right next to it instead. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to parallel that. And to parallel that, because we're so close, in fact, we're going to make this even easier on ourselves. Delete that. So now what we need to do is we need to come down. I'm going to add a 2-lane one-way. And I want to parallel this at the same distance as was the other one, which we technically can't, but we're going to put those nice and close. So you go, well, what are we doing? Well, we do need, I'm going to put a road here, right next to it. Put one here, and that is to allow traffic going, I guess in this case, west to east. To get on and off. Get rid of that extra. Now, once again, I made that too long, so we're going to delete all that extra road. We'll come from this same node area and connect that. So first off, we will take this, connect. Oops, not like that. We need to connect this road, and we need to connect that road. So once again, we'll take our 2-lane highway, and this is where the fun truly begins. And no controller is really going to come into play along with move it as we try to make this particular junction look good. We're actually going to turn off all the crosswalks, and we are going to extend this out And this is actually turning out a lot better than my mock builds. We're going to try to get that road a little closer. Bend a little better. And we are looking really, really good. So now we have almost everything connected. Don't want to make things run. Now that's a long on-ramp, so we will cut that one back. So similar to what we've done previously, we have a wayward direction. There we go. So similar to what we did with this interchange over here, this park low, now with this trumpet, we do need to use the node controller as well as adjust the number of lanes and do intersection marking. Use the intersection marking tool. So let me quickly do that and I'll be right back. So now that we have all our intersection markings done, or use the intersection marking tool, we do need to come in with traffic manager, lane connector, and we just need to make sure everybody goes where they're supposed to. And it also is extremely beneficial if I click on the right one. Do want to now start the development. We are going to lay out part of this development now. And I don't want to connect here. I do want to connect in here. Come in 10 for now. We're going to come over to this side. So again, we're going to come in 10. But I do want to follow. Use our curve road tool somewhat. The highway, it's not going to be perfect because we do need to end up back over here. Use the road guidelines. Oops. Once again, bad habit. I think I need a new mouse. We have that connected there for now. That is weird. We're going to get rid of that. There we go. Somehow I had toggle node snapping off. Let's fix this. Not happy. Not happy. So we're going to come back in. 10 units. Use the curve road tool. And we have things connected now. And one thing, you know what? I had completely forgotten. And all that hard work is going to go to waste pretty much. We're going to get rid of it all. Because this has a big, serious grade. And this has a big, serious grade, but what I want to do is come in and level this area. I'm going to come out. Although there would obviously be some soil used here to kind of make some level pads, but City Skylines doesn't do the best job. Still want to try to retain some of that shape. There we go. So that's leveled out. We're going to come back and we'll do that again. Be right back. Okay, so now we have our collector back in here. We're not going to develop this entire area. We are going to start in this quadrant and start building things up and building our community. Now we're going to build out this neighborhood. We are going to start, because we're going to do a little bit of moving things around and experimenting. But the one thing I do know that I want, and we do have the curve road tool, is I do want to try, as you can see here, is to get maximum development. In fact, I do want to move just one away. Perfect. There we go. And I don't mind having a little bit of space because I could put a trail or something, gives me some options. Before we begin building, we're just going to extend out the water. So we are going to put them under the roads where they belong. Okay, so figured out what was going on. Had a problem with a mod, so I just disabled it. It was a little frustrating, but all fixed. So let me just finish putting the water pipes under the roads. So now that we have those in, we're going to come in and we're just going to disable all the zoning along this main road. We will use Rico perhaps to place some assets in some areas if so desired. But right now, I do want to make sure we have all the housing on these streets here. So we're going to come in and we will paint a district all the way over here, because I do have to go back to some historical areas and fix a few things. We have that in, and we are going to enable Theme Manager, and we will use American Eclectic for this area. And we are going to start. And I'm going to be very, very, very specific as to where I do want the houses to go. So let me do that now. So for the first time, we're actually going to let the game run. We have our initial residential development. Now, I have stopped here simply because I do want to make this a school area. On this side of the collector, we are going to make it an elementary school. We'll put a high school somewhere over here and maybe another elementary school. So let's start planning that out. So before we forget, we do need to run electricity over. So we are going to start by running a transmission line. And then we're going to convert it to a suburban power line. And we'll put that there. So our plan is to put a elementary school in here. As well, I think a childcare. So they have some interesting assets. I think though I am going to stick with. So we want to fit this in, our nice community school, elementary school, as well as a large playground. And the other thing we do want to put in is a childcare center. Now, I'm just currently placing the assets down. These will get moved. And there's our childcare facility. So these are the three main assets I do want in this area. You know, in fact, I could put another large playground if I want, but I could also just build out some housing. Now, both of these will require some parking, but not a lot compared to a high school. But I think as well, we want to have a nice drop-off area. So we are going to come in here and we're going to take our service lot road and we're going to come straight across. I'm going to see if it's going to allow us to fit. So unfortunately, where we have things placed, and we have the day-night cycle on, let's get rid of that. As well as turn off the weather. So if we look, I won't be able to place more than likely. Now we do have the power to move it. because we won't be able to get this side by side in this area. But now that we have our service road, let's come in and add a bit of parking. Just going to come back and redo both these just to make sure we got straight. Now I could do one giant parking lot, but I think these would be separate. And that way I can actually probably put another little park in this area. So we're going to take this plaza here. We'll center that and we will fix the rest up with some landscaping later. Come in and add our parking stalls. Now, the reason why I didn't add any more than those 4 spots, there is parking up front here as well, so we'll leave that there for now. And we have this park here. I think we can actually, so what we're going to do is we're going to put 2 of these parks. As you can see, we've had a very productive episode coming through our new tree-lined highway. with our brand new Trumpet Interchange. Now, I think you might see as to why I've decided to build a Trumpet Interchange here for a future episode. Now, I really love the detailing, especially the rock and the trees in the middle of the trumpet. I think that really helps the city come to life. Now, speaking of coming to life, we have our brand new neighborhood coming up on here to the left. And next episode, we are going to have to work upon our land values. And that is very apparent with the American Eclectic Pack, as most of the homes, I think 99% of them, are still in the level 1-2 era. So we really have to bring that up. Now, I do very much love this elementary school and childcare center built here along with a nice park. I think that would be great to live by if you have a family. Now, I'd like to thank you very much for watching today's episode. Next episode, we're going to continue expanding the neighborhood and dealing with the land value issues that we have. So please see you next time, and thank you for watching.